In this video, I'll be doing question number 3 of the 961-843 May-June 2022 past paper. So a program uses a circular queue to store strings. So this question is about circular queues. This is an abstract data type question. The queue is created as a 1D array, queue array, with 10 string items. The following data is stored about the queue. Head pointer to 0, tail pointer to 0, number of items to 0. So you have to declare the array, head pointer, tail pointer, and the number of items. So let's start with the queue array, which is supposed to have 10 items. So 10 string items. Then we have head pointer, tail pointer, number of items to 0. The next we have the function enqueue. So I have covered circular queues in one of my previous videos, so if you're not aware of the concept, you should check out those videos first. Just a small revision for circular queues, that we have a head pointer that points towards the first item added, and tail pointer moves forward with each item we're adding. So data is added using our tail pointer and data is removed using our head pointer. So the difference in this is, when suppose my queue is full and I remove an item, so my this is removed and my head pointer moves here. Now when I'm going to be adding a new data item, it won't say queue is full. It's going to come back here and it's going to add a new item over here. So that's why we use number of items. So if the number of items are 10, that means no more data can be added, and if it's not, that means more data can be added. So function enqueue, it's to return false if the queue is full and returns true if the item is added. So number of items, when it's equal to 10, is going to return false. Then queue array, data to add. So we'll add the data using tail pointer, like I just said. Then if tail pointer is greater than equal to 9, if it's at 9 or greater than 9, that means that we have to initialize it again to 0, so that it would come back to the start. Why? So that if there are no values over here, it can add data here. And then number of items will be incremented by 1. So let's write the code for this. It took the array, the head pointer, tail pointer, number of items, and the data to add as parameters. So first it's gonna check if what was it gonna check? It's checking if number of items. So if number of items is equal to 10, over here we're taking number of items like this, then it's going to return false. But it's not just going to return false, it's going to return the array, the head pointer, the tail pointer, and the number of items again, so that when we update the tail pointer and the array after this function, then when we return it, so these values will be updated accordingly. So it's going to return false, queue array, head pointer, tail pointer, and number of items. And if the number of items are not equal to 10, then we will add the value. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take queue array, tail pointer is equals to data to add. Then what's it doing? It's adding the value, then it's checking if tail pointer is greater than equal to 9. We're gonna take it back to 0, If it's not, we're going to increment it by 1. After this, we're going to increment number of items and after that we're going to return true. We're going to return this, all of these values again, but instead of false it's going to be true now. Moving on to the next part, the function dq returns false if the queue is empty, or it returns the next data item in the queue. Okay, so now we have dq. dq is also going to take all of these as its parameters but not data to add, because we won't be adding data in dq. dq is basically removing data. First it's going to check if number of items is equals to 0, it will return false. If it's not, it's going to take value to remove, will take a variable, and it's going to assign it the value of queue_array head pointer, because data is removed using head pointer, just like data was added using tail pointer. Then this value, I'm going to assign it with an empty string because it's going to be removed. Then I'm going to increment my head pointer, but first, just like the condition we gave here, we're going to give here as well. If head pointer is greater than equal to 9, we will take it back to 0. If not, we will increment it by 1. And then after all of this, we're going to subtract the number of items from 1, because 1 item is less now. And in the end, we're going to be returning all of these, but instead of true here, I will return my value to remove. And if I was not returning a value, meaning if it was false, here instead of value to remove, I will return false. So this is the dq function. The next part is amend the main program. We have to take 11 string values from the user, use enqueue to add each element, then output an appropriate message, and then call the dq function twice. So I have to test my program using these values a to k. So let's move on to the main part of the code. For x in range 11, because we have to add 11 values, we're going to take user input, enter your value, then we're going to call the enqueue function. Now the enqueue function takes all of these as our parameters, so we're going to take queue_array head pointer, tail pointer, number of items, and data to add is going to be user input. But enqueue is also returning all of these values, so we're going to take all of these values over here and then assign it to what the enqueue function will be returning. So enqueue is returning all of these, so when we call the enqueue function, it will return these values and then we will assign it to these values. Apart from these values, it's also returning a true or a false. So I'll take a variable added. Now I have to output an appropriate message. So if added is true, I will print data added. and if it's false, I will print queue is full, cannot add data. After this, I have to call the dequeue function. So the same logic is for the dequeue function. It's going to take the queue array, head pointer, tail pointer, and number of items, and because it is also returning these values over here, I will write all of these first and then assign it to the dequeue function. With it, it's also returning a value to remove or false if it's empty. So I'll take a variable value removed and assign it that value. Then I will print the value removed. We have to call it twice, so I'll write this another time. So now let's run this. Let me clear this first. Enter your values. Let's start with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So at K, it gave queue is full, cannot add data, and because I called dequeue, it gave me A and B, the first two values added in the queue. To understand this better, I will print the queue as well. This is after I've added the data. This is print after removing. I will print the queue, and after removing I will add data again. So I'll take all of this and I will add the data again to show you that here, as I explained, that once this part is empty and the queue is full from the top, it will add the value here at the first position. So let's run this. Oh, list index out of range. Oh, I was supposed to call it to 10, not 11, because the queue has 10 elements. Okay. So here you can see that the data is added. After it's removed, A and B are gone because I assigned them empty values. And after this, let's add another value, hello. So now you can see hello is added here at the first index because my tail pointer is now pointing to my first index. That was all for question number 3. In the next video, I'll start the next past paper.